Hello, winter signs. I am so pleased to be honoring you with your abundance reading for this month. I do it around the full moon every month. And we're talking about the creative cycle that really deals with what you can culminate through it and then what you're going to be releasing near the end of it. I always give you an ascended master to help guide you through your next cycle. And you have Archangel Michael along with the stone lapis lazuli. It's about the vision. So this is an exceptionally high frequency and very protective energy. You may find yourself in a position where you are producing something that needs that type of protection. It may be delicate. It may be requiring a lot of inner strength, a lot of command. You may not have a lot of support for what you're doing, yet you may feel the drive to be doing it. So please rely on this energy to assist you then at this time, because when you are out of balance, things will naturally balance themselves. So this energy is coming in to provide you with that balance. So know that you're protected and know that you have divine help here to assist you. And it's a confirmation that what you will be choosing to do needs to be made manifest. So our first position, as this represents the earthly cycle of the year as we go through all the seasons, is right on mark with the day that we are experiencing with Halloween and this transitional point. You know, it signifies death, but it's really about transformation, what we are letting go of and then opening the space for to bring new in. And so I encourage you, because we are actually, at this point in time, to look back through this last year and take an assessment of what you've been through and what accomplishments you like, what you'd like to preserve out of those, and what you would like to let go of out of this entire past year until our last Halloween. Now, here, you're getting a confirmation too. You have transformation. I do feel that whatever you've been working on has taken an incredible amount of patience to be dealing with and has been requiring a lot of intuition as well. You may find yourself feeling like you are another person as you look back over the year, like how much transformation you've actually gone through. And I think that you are acknowledging that you still need to do more, and that there's more things to let go of. Let me see what else we can get for you. I feel like you're enjoying this, though, to a certain extent, because you like feeling freer. You like the potential that letting go is going to offer you, as far as new things coming in, or just feeling lighter in general, not carrying things that felt so heavy, not doing the heavy lifting mentally, physically, emotionally, allowing yourself to let go. I get this freezing over nature too, as if you have sort of froze out the world to a certain degree. Given that this is your energy, the winter energy, it may just be a confirmation that you are owning your power, that you're in your element, like what you operate with. Yes, I'm getting a yes. And even if it feels, because I think it can be difficult to have the winter energy. It's not the easiest energy to carry through. It creates a lot of fear. It creates a sense of isolation. This is the time of year that we do, that we hibernate more, and it's not the easiest energy to always socialize with and be seen as, the fun, outgoing type. But we're getting here that you have to stay in your energy. You have to be true to yourself, because so much of the work that you have done is about this, about reclaiming yourself, getting out of the conditioning of having to be the sun and having to do whatever it is, in your culture that is the energy that is asked of you because it's seen as socially acceptable. Everyone has their part in the circle of life, and we have to have this energy or we're not complete, and the cycle doesn't function right. So it can be difficult, I think, mainly because of the societal conditioning. But please acknowledge yourself for what it is that you do and the energy that you have to be in, because it's so honorable. Now, as we move into your second position here, this is about the dream. So seeds have not been planted yet. This is coming in from the ethers, like what you're going to be working on here. And what you want to choose is what you want to see as an ideal harvest as you get through the cycle. So again, we're getting this confirmation about your inner strength, how important that is. And I would not be surprised if you're working closely with something that feels like it's cosmic, or that it brings people strength, it brings you strength. It's about protecting other people. That there's something about that energy. And of course, you don't get a yellow tiger or orange tiger. You've got the white tiger. This is a majestic, protective energy here. So please, identify with the energy of Michael. This to me is sort of the earthly manifestation of Michael in a way, with some of the more feminized attributes of strength embedded into it if you were to perceive Michael as masculine energy. It's of course a balanced, non-binary energy, but this is definitely if you have lost that sense of feminine power, especially through the conditioning, even for masculine energies that are, more dominant, for those people that carry that please make sure that you are in touch with the feminine protective energy, the mama bear energy, we could even say. Now, your next position is about what you may need to purify, and how you're going to prepare, and what you're truly going to commit to here. So, to me, this is about bringing in all your resources, understanding the scope of what you're doing, making sure that you have acknowledged the true nature of what's going on, and how it's not just maybe a single track that you're going to be following. You have to kind of balance multiple things. So what I'm hearing is that this isn't going to be an overly simplified process for you. There's a fair amount of complexity here, but if you keep it fairly succinct and organized, and you don't let it get too out of control, if you find the grand design, the connecting points in what you're doing, if you're handling something that's complex, if you keep things organized, that you have a lot of power behind this. So you may be handling multiple projects. You may be deciding on something that's fairly multifaceted, and it's going to take a lot of savvy to carry this through. But without it, I don't think that you would feel as energized. There's something about it being semi-complex that gives its completeness and its wholeness. It's sort of this big picture thinking. So there's a lot of power to what you're doing and being able to assemble things into a whole that works collectively. Now, the next position is about balance and how you're being active and finding rest and reflection through the process here. And it looks like, I mean, this is a strong confirmation of being outdoors. I know that in some areas it can be a little bit chilly and you may not have much greenery, yet there is an energy that's available there that you can't get indoors. You can try to bring plants indoors, and I would encourage that too if you're not able to have a strong outdoor space, and to also bring in elements into your indoor space that are like wood and water elements, keeping those things close to you, because that energy is going to help you feel more rested. When you're working with such a high vibrational energy, this is very otherworldly. This is a high cause, almost like out of body type of energy here. That because you're in the 3D, though, that you're going to need to take this rest, and I highly encourage you to do it, in an outdoor environment if possible, but around the elements. And do it in a place where you know that you'll see things like animals and critters, and there's some sort of like biodiversity going around where you can witness other beings in their environment, and how kind of like how they reflect this type of energy, how they all sort of coexist. There's this complexity to it, but there's this beautiful underlying design to everything as well. And I think that can be very nourishing for you. Now, this position is about the pleasure and freedom that you're going to be finding through your creative commitments here. And you may be seeing that you are kind of switching between two modes a lot. And even if you go into one, like you may not always be able to see clearly. There may be a lot of feeling things out and having to act fairly instinctively, and even go outside of your comfort zone to really find the ultimate freedom. So you may have a real challenge here that is beckoning you to take the next step into something that you would normally keep away from, because it feels unsafe to you somehow. Yet without this, you may not experience the ultimate pleasure or the freedom that you are really going to need to make this whole cycle satisfying. So in this area, we're looking at the zenith. So the apex of what you've created, the abundance is coming from this area. And this is an exceptionally powerful, like mind-bending card here. So it looks like you have acquired some of the strength from Michael here. Like you've acknowledged that energy. You have built that into you. And at the same time, you may be looking at some things in childhood that have to do with things that were shamed or repressed and that you were not allowed to do. And these may be connected to something that's very spiritual for you, part of your development that perhaps was arrested because it couldn't be accepted into your family or your culture or something here. So I'm getting a strong spiritual protection here, because there's a restoration of something that probably is linked to your childhood that was forbidden, taboo, unacceptable, and could have been connected to something more cosmic and spiritual in nature. Again, like a very high vibe things, or maybe just something that was had so much aspiration to it that people maybe said, don't try for that, you can't accomplish that, it's too big. And so you kept yourself away from it, but really that's, your life. Like, it's part of why you're here, was to experience that. And so I think that you are honoring that. And that is truly, like the gift of the cycle that you're going to be getting. And it has like I almost get like a bittersweet, like melancholy feel to it. And I think that you will understand that because you may be experiencing that. You may be asking yourself why you kept yourself from this for so long, because it was easily attainable for you. It's part of who you are. And so you may be kind of mourning that, the loss of time where you were not engaged in something that was really meant for you. At this position, we are looking at the protection through the new resources that you have acquired through this. And we're getting the strong message of like self-love, and the type of self-love that goes as deep as it can go, and it goes as high as it can go, like the full frequency range of self-love. So you may have been experiencing it here, and now you're experiencing it further out. Of course, it's coming out of this type of energy where you had been experiencing reality in a more limited way. We also saw it here, needing to step out and widen your range of experience. So this is what you're really receiving here. And I feel very strongly that you're not as persuaded by any outside influences. Like you really, and I've got this for all the other signs, and it's Scorpio season, it's the perfect time for this. Like, you're really strong in your inner knowing, your inner worlds, like that psychology that you have, that going deep, knowing yourself. And it's giving everybody this inner strength right now to be themselves, unapologetically. And it has, I think, us in this energy where we're not combative about it. We're just sort of owning our power, protecting our power, and not asserting power over other people. So it's very, very healing for our world at large to see this type of energy. Now, your final card is dealing with the gratitude and wisdom that you are going to pull out of this cycle to then start the next one over again. Wow, you've got eternal love, the beloveds. So you may find that whatever you've done here, like this is your heart's true passion. This is what you feel like you were meant to do. And you may feel like you found another part of yourself that you didn't even know. And it's like you're just completely whole and at one and at peace and calm within this. I think that you'll know that you have accomplished everything when you have that inner security and that calm and that sense of like happiness that's not in these extremes, but it's just bringing you really peaceful love, peaceful emotions. Of course, this could be about a counterpart coming in as well, a partnership. You may find that you have grown and have stabilized and have reached that point where you're fully developed so that something new can enter that really matches you and that isn't about being completely opposite and in conflict. When you find your own inner balance, then you can you have someone with their own inner balance as well. This is like that divine type of partnership, equally yoked idea here. So that could be a potential as well, which is a wonderful way to end the reading. I am wishing you so much love and peace, sending you so much love and peace, and many blessings on the full moon to you. And please join me for the next one. Take care.